Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hendricks Chapel, the spiritual heart of Syracuse University. Today we present Music and Message, a weekly series that features musical performances and spoken reflection from diverse religious and spiritual perspectives. We gather for Music and Message every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. throughout the academic year. And as we begin, I acknowledge with respect the Onondaga Nation, firekeepers of the Haudenosaunee, the indigenous people on whose ancestral lands Syracuse University now stands. My name is Brian Konkol. I serve as Dean of Hendricks Chapel, and thank you to all for being with us, either here in person or online and in spirit through our broadcast. Today we give thanks for those participating in our program: Kiley McGroder, Caroline Bergan, Xander Luke Mallett, Lauren Brennan, Jen Jordan, Maddie Caruso. We give thanks for University organist Anne Laver, and of course the Hendricks Chapel Choir, led by Dr. Pepe Calvar, and today conducted by Morgan Beaton. As always, give thanks for Alex Snow, Nadine Hines, and the student staff of Hendricks Chapel, as well as Brian and Logan Simons from Sensational Events, who not only provide hospitality for those in person here at Hendricks Chapel, but also for those who gather online to be with us from the country and world. To all here this day, we give thanks for your presence. We trust that Music and Message will stir your heart and your mind, and that we all can sing during the storms of life to bring much needed joy to the world. Thank you, God bless you, and enjoy.
you like this song. See you walking out that door. Wonder why it took you so long. Ever since the day that I met you, I knew you were the girl of my dreams, but we could never be. You don't love me anymore. Let's see how you like this song. We find love, we get up, then we fall down. We give up. We find love, we give up, then we fall down. We give up. You don't love me anymore. Let's see how you like this song. You need someone you adore. Find a place where you might belong. Ever since the day that I met you, my world's been spinning out of control. I just need you to hold. We know it comes around, this thing called love comes crashing down. All pieces all on the ground. What once was lost cannot be found. Oh, we know it comes around, this thing called love comes crashing down. All pieces all on the ground. What once was lost cannot be found. Heaven help us. Heaven help us. Heaven help us. We're on our own. We find love, we get up, then we fall down. We give up, we find love, we give up, then we fall down. We give up.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. So today, I'm going to be singing Creep by Radiohead. And this is one of my favorite songs to sing. I sing it with my band at home. And it's always been really close to my heart because my parents really love when I sing this song. So this is for them today. Also, I want to thank Xander for playing guitar for me today. Yeah. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so freaking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so freaking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. She's running out the door. She's running out. She run, 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 run. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you are, you're so freaking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Oh. Thank you.
music and message, but I had to ask my 2 classical roomies to sing with me today. So this is a little song that we enjoy singing together, and it hits a little harder now that we're seniors, but it's called Ketchum ID, and I hope you like it.
Back in the States now, in a college town, I would walk around, but it's really coming down, mesmerized by double lines, 2 yellow tight ropes, I'm making good time. I am never anywhere I go. When I'm home, I'm never there long enough to know. Being in love is the same thing as being alone, giving the sorrows and company, nothing to say. Stay on the phone, no, I'm sorry, I do not know what else you want from me. I am never anywhere, anywhere I go. When I'm home, I'm never there long enough to know. You say, how are you? I say, I don't know. Let's absolve the band, move to Idaho. Everyone's around and I hear you smiling. You say, I love you. I say, you too. I am never anywhere, anywhere I go. When I'm home, I'm never there long enough to know. I am never anywhere, anywhere I go. When I'm home, I'm never there long enough.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. October in Syracuse is the month of the thermostat. One day it's 30, the next day it's 70. A unique thing about here at Hendricks Chapel is that the thermostat for the Dean Suite is located physically in my office. So during the month of October, we go through this very awkward dance in the Dean Suite. that when one particular person feels a little bit warm or feels a little bit cold, they have to knock on my door, come on in, put their hand on the dial, and turn it just so gently. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and realizing that having the thermostat in my office in as many ways an illustration for all of us as leaders. It's easy to be a thermometer. It's difficult to be a thermostat. It's easy to be a thermometer. It's difficult to be a thermostat. A thermometer just simply takes a reading of things as they are. It just simply lets you know the status of things. But the thermometer is about turning the dial. It's about turning up the heat when need be, and it's also about cooling things down when needs be. And in my office, literally, it's not just about what makes me most comfortable, but it's a recognition that whatever I turn it to is going to impact the entire building. I've been thinking a lot about our responsibility and how it is that we serve as thermostats in our lives, and how it is in our own way we grab onto that dial and we turn it ever so gently. At times it needs to be warmer, and at times it needs to be cooler, and recognizing that the impact of that doesn't just impact you. Of course, in a couple weeks on Election Day, this will come to fruition, that when you check the box, you in many ways are serving as a thermostat. You are making a claim for whether or not you want the heat to turn up or the heat to turn down, depending upon your preference. And of course, that vote doesn't impact you, but it changes the temperature for us all. But I like to believe that we're called to be thermostats every day, because it takes courage to be a thermostat. It takes courage. So the question I want to bring to you today is, what is the dial in your hand, and what it is that you're trying to turn it towards? And today I want to give you three things. Three things that I'm inviting you to turn the dial towards. Number one is turn the dial towards dignity. Turn the dial towards dignity. I feel like each and every day, whether it's online or in person, we have all these messages that tell you what's wrong with you, right? Thousands and thousands of times a day, you're hearing what's wrong with you, what isn't right, how you aren't enough. How wonderful it is to turn the dial and just recognize your own dignity, but to treat others with dignity and respect. One of the things we've been doing at the chapel recently is we've been asking each other the question, how do you want other people to feel after they've been in your presence? This comes out of the Maya Angelou quote that people don't always remember what you say, people don't always remember what you do, but people always tend to remember how you make them feel. So how do you want people to feel after they've been with you? Why not help others to feel a little bit more dignified? See them, hear them, respect them, honor them, and turn the dial towards dignity. The second thing I'm thinking a lot recently is turning the dial towards community. We've lived in this pandemic over these last 2 years, and I'm recognizing more and more that when we're sharing the same space together, you can't just turn off the Zoom camera, right? Like, you're here, and I'm here, we're together. You can't just turn the camera off as much as we'd like to. We can't just mute as much as we'd like to. It's almost like, for those of you that have ever broken a bone, you know that sometimes before it heals, you have to reset the bone and then put on the cast so that it grows back and it heals. In many ways, we're doing that with community right now. That after these past few years of being apart and being isolated, and that how it is that we retether as people, as community. How is it that we turn toward each other instead of turning on each other? How do we call people in instead of just calling people out? But if we turn the dial towards community, I think that's a good thing. The third is turning the dial towards purpose. Life's too short to just go through the motions. And how it is that we live with intention about your purpose, your essential intent, and what it is that you seek to do with your lives here on campus and, of course, far beyond. How it is that you take your joys, your gifts, and your passions and match them with the emerging needs of the world and bring those two together. Dignity, community, and purpose. I think that if we turn the dial ever so slightly, I think that's a pretty sweet environment for us all to function in, even in October. Today is a special day for me as a Lutheran minister. This is where we celebrate Reformation Sunday around the world, this recognition that Martin Luther turned the dial in a big way. Turned the dial towards grace. And a little bit of history on this is that one of the reasons why the Reformation happened was it came on the onset of Gutenberg's printing press. All of a sudden, there was this massive change in the way that we communicated, and in turn, the Bible was able to be translated to multiple languages, the power was given to the people, and the Spirit took over. I'm convinced that 500 years from now, historians will declare this time as another Reformation, because they will talk about the internet in similar ways as they have talked about the printing press. We're internet babies, right? Historically speaking. And it's changing all the ways that we interact together, how we think about ourselves, how we form community, and how we seek purpose. What I invite you to do is to lean into this Reformation moment that we find ourselves in. Don't just be thermometers, but let's be thermostats. Let's be thermostats, so that we can lead in service to the common good. I'm especially thinking about this today, not just Reformation Sunday, but I did promise that I would at least embarrass my daughter just once today. Say hi, Toby. You can wave. It's okay. Toby just turned 10. And yeah, we can clap for Toby. Dad. I think a lot about what the world is going to look like when she's your age and when she's my age, and our responsibility that we all have to change the temperature. So let's challenge each other. Let's challenge each other to treat ourselves with dignity, to treat each other with dignity, to re-tether community, and to live with a sense of purpose. And perhaps that will give you the courage and give each other the courage to knock on that door, whatever door that might be, to put your hand on that dial and to give it a turn. Thank you. Our blessing for today is a poem called Invictus. It's by William Ernest Henley. A brief little bit of background, this poem was written in the 1870s after Henley found out he was going to have not his first, but his second leg amputated. And in the midst of this challenging time in 1873, he wrote this poem from the bedside about taking charge of one's life. Even in the midst of difficult circumstances, this poem was made famous recently in a movie called Invictus through the recognition of South African President Nelson Mandela, who recited this poem to the fellow prisoners on Robben Island during his years of incarceration. I hope it blesses you as it has blessed many over the years. It reads, "Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul."